Hello, welcome. My name is Sheep Thief. Today I'll be coming at you with some WARNO. So as you can see, I'm playing against Badger here. He's playing the 1st Armored Division, moving forward with SAS, some paras, a Milan rover, a fair amount of infantry and AA in the back line, 2 CVs. I am pushing forward pretty hesitant, or pretty minimally on the left, but much stronger in here. He is worried about some kind of helicopter thing, so he does start with the tornado and gets a rocket helo. But yeah, here we go. Bring it up to full speed. So these ones make it through because of his pass like that. SAS patrol gets into a good position for getting vision in here. ATGM start opening up, and sniper starts firing on this SAS patrol. I decided to just pop these helicopters up, even though the tornado's here. This one actually lives. But this one gets some of its rockets off. I wasn't. They were pushed forward so aggressively that I wasn't seeing them like get anything done on the ground. So this one uses its rockets and causes a bailout crit there, but that was pretty lucky. So honestly, those helicopters weren't amazing. They all go down. We do have a decent foothold in here. The question is whether or not we're going to be able to hold it up. It's a pretty long reinforced route right there, and this complex in here is pretty easily defended. We're getting a lot of kills though. The sniper doing well. Everything in here has been held back. I don't know if it's worth those 3 helicopters. I'd say it is, because, well, one of them's a total loss. The other 2 got their passengers off. Got Spetsnaz back here in high reserve. I realized at this point that there was a serious lack of ATGMs in here. I was kind of hoping the OP Spetsnaz would hold them off, but my opponent's doing a good job of not getting too close with his vehicles. Scimitars push in. They're all looking a little worse for wear, and he starts pushing around right here, immediately going for the flank. My Eagles, get ready this game. Get ready, guys. My Eagles this game are like, they drank way too much vodka the night before. They are like not performing well. So my grenade launchers have been causing trouble. This ATGM gets caught out in the open. Nice strafe there with his Jaguar. Gets away with it because my Eagles suck. And he does get his foothold into here. This thing had to retreat away from this. Again, the error here being the ATGM, the lack of ATGM. There's also a lack of AA, and well, there should be more considering how bad Eagles are. But we're causing trouble, and I think another thing that might have been good is starting with 2 CVs, because at this point we could have had like a really big tick. Everything in here is looking pretty low. Grenade launcher goes down. We've still got the Spetsnaz held back and the OP Spetsnaz, so I kind of want to draw him in, kill him with the Spetsnaz. If the vehicles, what I really want is for these vehicles to come in. This is perfectly positioned. Definitely made an error by not getting this in there. Bring out this MiG-29 to fight the tornado. We trade. So as his infantry gets in, I bring in the Spetsnaz to clear it out. This micro is a little questionable. ATGM flies out here from the warrior. I send Afghansio around to kind of secure my backline because I was worried about a big push through here. but looking at the replay, it's just one unit. My ploy with the Spetsnaz works, all that infantry dies, and I'm content to sit there right there. This is a good fight for the Afghans with their sniper rifles. ATGM keeps firing right here. This thing's getting annoying. I'll bring the OP Spetsnaz out here. If I can get these scimitars down, then I'll be very happy. Looks like large amounts of reinforcements coming in. Some of the first tanks to come out too, chieftains. This thing's really annoying me once again. No ATGMs. OP Spetsnaz does successfully conduct this woodland operation to kill that scimitar. I remember at this point just like being mad because... Also, what happened to my CV? Oh, that is terrible. No, it must have died somehow. Okay. Weird. So pushing across the field, kind of sensing this moment right here to push across the field with the Afghansi. Sweep through here. Fire opens up between infantry forces supported by these warriors. Starting to get surrounded by enemy vehicles, which will spell the end for me, but... And then a very nice bombing run right there, honestly. Can't deny that. And with that, British control of the city is achieved at the cost of much loss of life, but the Rhino pushes forward. So, very unfortunate that I don't get this point. Definitely, in retrospect, I should have started with the with another CV, or gotten a CV out there earlier. I do manage to get the Spetsnaz out. It's always good to keep your Spetsnaz alive. They're 100 points each, and if you can rearm them, they get their thermobaric rockets back. And okay, one of the BMDs goes down to these warriors, and there's now a dangerous rhinoceros push happening right here that is not well supported. Two chieftains pushing around like this, starting to bombard this row of houses right here. This row of houses is not very easy to defend, I will say that. It's much easier to defend this, I'm not quite sure why. There's this like row of trees here that's really annoying. Get a Conkers in here, a little too late. It's a decent fight for me infantry-wise. Eagler goes down though. Afghansi has to pull back. This is good. The Conkers is starting to be able to get some of its shots off, but my opponent's doing a great job of staying just out of range. Keep concentrating his fire like a rhinoceros horn. Okay, I will stop this rhinoceros talk. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. There might be more rhinoceros comments. Rocket strike takes out the Conkers. Good decision on his part. Nothing happens to him because I think I don't know what was going on. I was somehow just failing utterly to get AA up this entire game. Afghansi in here, kind of trying to keep him out of the way of any vehicles. Pull him back a little to try to engage this. This one's still here. We got this ATGM here, not well placed. Should just go back there. Afghansis are stemming the tide heroically, but they cannot stand up to this level of vehicle fire, and I do pull them back. Big push through here. ATGM flies across the field at the scimitar, stuns it but misses. Afghansi starting to take damage from two at once. I do have a BMD coming in here to support. Just need to, like, it gets like just in the wrong range right there. What is the range of that? 675, okay. Afghansi go down. Assault Pioneers show up. Afghansi go down. So we get into this fight here. I should just let the BMD destroy it, but I'm kind of trying to... Are you? Yeah, so this is fine. Assault Pioneers go down. And those armed rifles get sniped out by the Afghansi. Support from the BMD. Desantniki. Opponent's got a decent kind of slow build-up of troops over here, obviously trying to set up for this. I'm still trying to stall this out. Artillery's starting to come down. And the 10-minute lull. Not sure what happened to that Afghansi. More forest fighting over here. We should have the advantage to do this difference in suppression. Oh, these have sniper rifles too? Okay. And we have destroyed all of the infantry that's come in, not decisively, but solidly. The 10-minute lull is kicking in. Let's take a look at our decisions. More AFVs or IFVs, more infantry, more SAS, artillery. Pretty good idea in my opinion, because he's got this like pretty solid tank backbone set up. For me, I've got ATGMs, Desantnikis, and BMDs coming forward. What I'd like to see for myself right here is just more of a push-up, like more movement of the troops. I know I'm pushing up into this, but fully get into here. I've got some supply. You can see I've got eagles all over the place, and you can see that they're pretty much doing nothing. Still got our +2. Nice hit on that chieftain. Always nice. So he's pushing forward with the infantry into here. Definitely not wasting any time. I actually think he's in a position where he could kind of build up a little more and keep bombarding me. Although, you know, maybe not. Actually, I'm not gonna question his decision. I think that if I had an extra minute or so, I could build up on impenetrable walls. So maybe I actually take that back. I think his instinct is right here. Push in, keep the pressure up. And he might as well. He's got so much vehicle support here. Conquers does get into here. Takes out one of these FVs. These should be getting pulled out at this point. This is a waste on my part. You can see I try at the end there. I should have done them both at the same time. I was kind of greedy there, trying to get those last shots. They did do decent damage here. This infantry gets ambushed by the BMD coming around in the backside of this forest. This BMD opens up as well. Chieftains come into play, and there are backups coming in here. BMD goes down. Infantry press forward even though they're wounded. Desantniki's firing with their sniper rifles. These have no cohesion. It's not fun for them. Not an enviable task. But BMD goes down. Jaguar flies over a lot of eagles and does not die. But the infantry does all die at the cost of a BMD. This ATGM is way out of position, but there's a big swarm of infantry coming forward here. Conkers takes a shot at that. He does back it off. More artillery fire on exposed vehicles on my end. This should be getting pulled back. Desaniki fighting heroically. BMD trying to get in a good position here. These things have long range rockets, so it's now up to the these guys. Thermobaric rockets go off, stunning the armored rifles. You guys, this will be a good or wait, no, take it back. High explosive bomb takes care of it. We do bring this almost down. I was looking forward to that fight, but it was cut short by a justified bombing run. ATGM trying to pull it back. Bring out some Nonas. Try to bombard his positions. Try to fire at some clumped vehicles here. It doesn't really work that well. This ATGM is just can't see anything, I guess. There is a wall of vehicles coming forward. He's lost a lot of infantry, but his vehicles have been kept in decent condition. Tries to kill my OP Spetsnaz, does bring it down to very low health. ATGMs come forward, hitting the armored rifles. These Nonas, no, those aren't ATGMs, these are the Nonas. The Nonas do okay damage against things. The supply is already healing the Spetsnaz, which is good. The ATGM, it's time to shine. Does take out a warrior. This is a lot of fire. Looks like he's concentrating it on the ATGM. This ATGM, on the other hand, is in a terrible position. I pull back the ATGM one and keep it alive. My position here has been heavily deteriorated. I've got the backup Spetsnaz and the backup OP Spetsnaz. This OP Spetsnaz is also in position if he does push forward with vehicles. But it looks like this guy's got pretty good discipline with keeping the infantry in front and the vehicles behind. Nona's fire at this SAS patrol. I relocate them fearing a counter battery. And he does get his commander into the zone. To my horror, big wave of reinforcements coming in here for me. More of these grenade launchers. Now, one thing that can often go wrong is when you have reinforcements coming to a line that has recently been collapsed. So I've got these units are pretty are going forward pretty riskily, but I do sneak it in there just in the nick of time. Once again, I'm going for waiting for them to fall into the waiting arms of the Spetsnaz, and a nicely timed, if I may say, Nona strike in here does a lot of damage to these units. ATGMs take out most of the vehicles, and this is perfect situation for the Spetsnaz. As soon as these show their face, they're going to get lit up. Or not, they're going to get a free eagle kill. And a nice bombing run takes out my two grenade launchers. BMD fires a good shot at the chieftain. Spetsnaz fire, that happened fast. Basically all dead in there. Out of thermobaric rockets, there's always this, it's always nice to have a supply right here so you can get the thermobaric rockets re-upped. OP Spetsnaz here, in retrospect, not necessary. There aren't any vehicles. I thought for sure there were more vehicles. Desantiki's coming in to help fight in this forest. This Grezet over here is providing supporting fire. more Nona fire. Infantry of the 1st Division, 1st Armored Division, are having a hard time. Yeah, you can see how much harder it is to fight without the thermobaric rockets. Spetsnaz themselves getting stunned at this point. Facing down numerically superior force. He's trying to wrap around on this side. Desantniki doing a good job of stunning them, but they are looking low, and I do start to pull back the Spetsnaz, pull back the Desantniki, and he takes the point more fully. I've got an Aquila right here trying to stem the tide, and he just goes for it with a rocket, Jaguar, and they don't die, despite all of this AA here. I don't really understand. Must have gotten nerfed, I don't know. So, overall a defeat. He does take this through consistent use of infantry and vehicles and planes. ATGMs continue to fire. Not doing much with this level of suppression. Small arms fight over here. I don't quite understand why my Spetsnaz aren't resupplying their RPOs. They must have to not be in combat or something. A lot of Spetsnaz over here trying to hold this under control. Fighting for dear life here. Now we're in range of satchel charge or grenades. Try to pull back to avoid the grenade fire. Using the LP Spetsnaz with their submachine guns to try to continue the small arms fire, pull the supply back. Chieftains move forward. My opponent is smelling blood. Got another helicopter here trying to stem the tide. ATGMs. Stopping Challenger in its tracks. Flanking homosexual. Almost kills it, and yeah, this helicopter's causing trouble. Not getting the kills I want, but whatever. I'm in full retreat. And my opponent has stopped the tick. We do have a healthy lead though. But as far as the battlefield goes, it's not looking good for me right now. I really do attribute this situation entirely to the Eagles and the Strellas like not getting any kills. More tanks do go down, so he's losing some units. This SAS patrol is causing trouble for the Desantniki. I think they're just sniping. Is that what's happening? Yeah. Starting to harass with the Nonas, finishing something off with an AT plane. Javelin fires and does not wound it. Small arms might take this down. It's a little out of position. I'm trying to keep it alive. Nona fire finishes these off, I believe. Yeah, these Nonas are good. I need to remember to keep using them. SAS, I believe, is killing this Igla that's standing there. Or not. Spetsnaz, once again, being used for the dirtiest jobs. Stand here and stem the tide. He's got a lot of vehicles. Honestly, looking at the replay, I think he should just like grab them all and hit Q and move across the map. Acula causing trouble, but as we all know, these Aculas are juicy targets. Nona Fire trying to take care of some of these armored personnel carriers. Another Jaguar comes in to try to go for the Acula. Nothing has ammo here, the Acula goes down. These two Spetsnaz units are once again trying to hold their own. These Spetsnaz move forward, trying to take this back. Laser guided bomb goes down. Chieftain open up on these Spetsnaz right here. Try to pull him back to reposition. Jeez, I can't talk today. I'll bring forward more recon Razvedka in their helicopters. At this point in the game, I was feeling very pressured. Spetsnaz are destroyed in their attempt to take this. Nona Fire doing what the Spetsnaz could not. Lots of units going down, but I'm feeling the Rhinoceros continuing to move forward. AT plane does get that Chieftain, which is huge because that makes it so this Spetsnaz can still hold this. ATGMs miss a tracked rapier. Getting some snipers in for increased anti-infantry presence, and at this point my opponent makes a well decided choice of switching from pushing here, which he has, and ignoring what will be a horrible slog for him through this forest and city to try to get this, and instead switches his efforts over to this point, which has more points. It's a 2-point zone. And yeah. I thought these were up in the air. I bet they kill them with ATGMs. Is that what happens? Yes. So let's see here. 4 Eagles, all fire, all miss. I have them way too clumped here, so those all got deflected by 1 flare, but still, like, I guess that's my own fault. That's like stupid. It should just be spread out a little more. Artillery fire coming down into this over here, but you can see the buildup is coming. He's got the the commander ready to go. I can feel it coming. I know I might be doomed. So we're down to the 10-minute mark. He's got a lot to go, but he's in a position to take it. So, big push over here that I am not in a position to defend. All of my, like, resources have been put into this delaying maneuver over here. I push in to try to take this, but these rifles do kill it with the AT, so I get the +1 back, seeing this coming. But it would have been nice if it was a +2. He is taking a lot of damage with these infantry once again, but it's the vehicles. This single Moto Razvedka, his friend with the Igla are doing their best. Spetsnaz GRU come forward. Razvedka go down, Igla goes down. Spetsnaz GRU are here just to simply try to get a lucky shot on that rover, which they do not do. You can see I'm running low on units at this point, sending forward these Conkers mobiles, which in retrospect I should have brought in the beginning of the game. That would have been the way to hold this. A big but somewhat battered line of infantry and vehicles comes forward. He takes out the helicopter. Spetsnaz to get a sort of Parthian shot on on two of those warriors, but then go down. AT plane fails. Now I am about to lose. It's a +3, thankfully not a +4, thanks to the sacrifice of that command vehicle. I've got another one coming forward. He moves forward with the vehicles, but thankfully I come forward with these Conkers. And this flank, I think, is a little ambitious here. Low cohesion warrior fails, and then mixture of ATGMs and this AT plane do take out that tank, but the plane does go down. Having taken this, he is now set upon trying to get this back. I see it and preemptively try to target this area with the Nonas, and I'm curious if that worked. He also has this Challenger here. I've got the Conkers kind of moving into position, but I do not have what is needed. Okay, wait, no, I don't go for that. So he leaves that there, and pulls it out. Okay. I think I hallucinated that. He's at a +4. 10 minutes to victory. I've got 5 minutes left. What I don't want is a tie. Nona's fire at that challenger. Looks like I'm getting side shots here. Get some decent damage here. ATGMs. Tracked rapier down. Challenger almost dead. Got more Nonas coming in. In retrospect, I think I should have had those earlier. Fighter plane goes down. And then I give a general advance with everything in here to try to cover taking this with the command vehicle. Does bring it down to a +3. Got the Spetsnaz GRU over here. Their one job is to fire at the command vehicle. And they fail utterly and shoot at the tracked rapier and miss, and then they do manage to destroy the vehicle. Spetsnaz GRU almost failing, but pulling it together in the end. Big clump of tracked rapiers here gets hit by Nonas. Now 0 cohesion and maybe mostly dead. This forest over here is providing a excellent firing position. My opponent pushes over here to try to take this. I think sensing my weakness after this push. Giant helicopter spam comes forward as well. Three minutes left. So now the goal is to try to take this with the CV. It's a +4 now, 8 minutes before he wins. I still think he's in very close, he's very close to at least tying it. Keep trying to push forward with the infantry just to kind of provide cover. Is this thing armored? A little, yeah. But he seems convinced that there was no hope, and as you can see in about 30 seconds he does surrender. And as the Nonas hit this, I think I see why he surrendered now. I think he is convinced that, and maybe he's right. So I think he must see, no, maybe he got a glimpse of the CV. I actually do think I won here, because I would get into here. There's nothing that can kill this. And then he wouldn't be able to win. So maybe I was right, but at this point I thought I was going to lose, or at least tie. Because he could have taken this. I absolutely think he could have taken that. So I'm not really sure. He surrenders right there. But as you can see, it's a very close game. Kills right about
User joined your channel.
Equal, and GG.